Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and yeah, you read the title of what I'm reviewing, and as I teased in the last review, because this film, like, it came and went, and I guess for a while it was just nobody remembered this film, and it was kind of forgotten, but it seems like as of now, everybody's starting to like remember this now and it's getting some attention again. I don't know. I mean, after all, because this year it's celebrating its anniversary. And that's right. I'm reviewing none other than the Three Stooges. Yes, the 2012 Three Stooges movie. Um Now, like knowing the Three Stooges, the history of the Three Stooges and so on, my history with it, well, I knew them just a little. Like, maybe the movie is what really introduced me to the Three Stooges. Because back in, like, say, like, the early 40s or something like that, and, back when, stuff like, comedies or whatever, like, they were shown in theaters, the Three Stooges being one of them, and, they had, numerous of, like shows or whatever, and heck, they even had some movies planned, like, there was going to be one where they meet Pinocchio, or, I'd say Hercules, and so on. And, they've even had a cartoon show and so on. So the Three Stooges have an interesting history, I should say, and with its cast of actors playing the Three Stooges. And so in 2012, we got a Three Stooges movie, and yeah, fortunately it didn't turn out really good. It really flopped. But the plot of the Three Stooges is this. Left on the doorstep of an orphanage run by nuns, three newborn knuckleheads grow up to be finger-poking, nookie-nugging janitors named Larry, played by Sean Hayes, Curly, played by Will Sasso, and Mo, played by Chris Demand. I don't even know how you pronounce his last name. I really apologize. When they learn that financial problems will soon force the only home they've ever known to close, the trio sets out to raise $830 said that right, in 1 month, out in the world for the very first time. The three innocent bumblers become embroiled in a murder plot and find stardom on a TV reality show. Although technically it should be kind of backwards, a reality TV show. But anyways, who'd argue? So, yeah, the Three Stooges movie, because I watched it fully for the first time. I remember seeing the trailers and TV promos for this, and I don't know what happened. It was the Three Stooges movie was one of those movies I never got around to, but finally I have. It's, even as I'm recording this, and if it still is currently, it's free on YouTube. It's free to watch on YouTube, and I watched it on YouTube, and it's fine. Like, I was laughing at a few things, but, some jokes I thought were, oh my gosh, really? Like this one sequence where, like this entire sequence, they're in a hospital, and I kind of forget what it is that they're doing, but at one point they're in this nursery room, and they kind of have a war between each other and using babies as weapons. Basically, the baby's peeing. A freaking pee joke, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, all the babies were peeing, like, oh god, seriously? But there were some others, like, some things I did find funny, like, okay, out in this golf course, the Three Stooges are selling these fish out in the golf course. Literally, the fishes are out on the golf field. That was pretty funny. I do remember seeing this in a couple of the TV promos at one point, because, well, at one point, Curly and Larry and Mo, they go their separate ways. Like, Mo goes his separate ways, with Larry and Curly, so it's just the two of them, by themselves, while Mo, he goes on this reality TV show, and the old Spice guy, hello ladies, yeah, him, he makes an appearance in this movie, and he's Mo's intern, I want to say. I think that sounds about right, but yeah. Anyways, and so Larry and Curly, they, this like short montage of what they're doing, and they're watching Mo on TV because he's on this reality show, and things kind of get out of hand between Mo and those that are part of the reality TV show. But with with Larry and Curly, well, again, at one point, I remember seeing this in one of the TV promos, and a couple of them, where they feed the dolphin and it gets stuck in his hole, and they kind of give him the Heimlich, and it's pretty funny. Nah, 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 nah. And of course, even with the Three Stooges, they do their famous, like, catchphrases, nah, 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 or woo, that stuff. I also kind of like how, like, in the opening and later on at one point, because they play, like, the classic Three Stooges music, and, like, I think Act 1 or something, I don't know. And even say at the end of the movie, the end, and so on. That's kind of I will admit, I'll give it that. That's a nice, like, fitting tribute right there into the, class, to nostalgic and, like, all homage to the Three Stooges, with the music, etc., title card. You get the point. Yeah, and some of the cast of characters, okay. Chris as Mo, Will Sasso as Curly, Sean Hayes as Larry. They were fine. I think they did a fine job, like, trying to recapture how the Three Stooges are supposed to be, And I think they fit the likeness of the Three Stooges pretty good, like, Will and Sean and Chris as well. They fit the likenesses, and with, Curly, he's bald, and Larry, he's got the crazy hair, and Mo, he's got the, oh god, what's that haircut called again? I forget, but you know what I'm talking about. Some of the other characters, like some of the nuns, for example, like, I kind of didn't realize until later on, yeah, because she was right there in front of me, when she was on screen. The Mother Superior, played by Jane Lynch, and Sister Bernice, played by Kate Upton. I think I'm saying that right. And this was a guy. Sister Mary, it doesn't show the last name, played by Larry David. Yeah, Larry David. He's one of the sisters. And the bad guys in this, well, because one thing is, Mo was at one point almost going to be adopted. He was going to go with his own family, but he didn't really want to leave his two brothers behind, and thus he gets left behind as well, and he's with his brothers again. And they took this boy, and who we would see, who they would come across years later, Teddy. Teddy being played by Kirby Hayborn, and his wife, Lida. I think I'm pretty sure I said that right. And it's hard to believe that she's in this. Sofia Vergara. Yeah, she's Lida, and she's one of the bad guys. Dun dun dun. No surprise. And yeah, even say, well, this kind of makes sense since, he is his adoptive father, adoptive dad, etc. Mr. Harder, played by Stephen Collins, and he turns out to be a bad guy as well. Even like, say, another guy that Lida was with as well. I think it was, I can't really tell. It's probably this guy he's played by Peter Farrelly. Probably it's him, yeah. And some of the kids in this, like, okay, and at the foster home, Murph and Peezer, because Murph is kind of sick, and Murph being played by Valen Robbins, and Peezer being played by Max Charles. And I believe it's, the character of Peezer who refuses to, leave and is staying behind Murph. And, Lynn, who is this woman at the front desk, being played by Emmy Collegado. Hope I said that right. And also, one of the Murray brothers being in this, Brian Dole Murphy. He's the I can't even pronounce that. And also, the young Stooges, Curly was played by Robert Capron, who he'd be best known for being in the first batch of Diary of a Wimpy Kid films, and young Larry, played by Lance Chantles, I hope I said that right, and a young Skylar Gazondo, who he played young Mo, and Skylar, he would go on, of course, to be in, say, that Netflix show, Santa Clarita Diet. Yeah, so, and he's been in some other stuff I remember seeing him in. But yeah, Santa Clarita Diet is the only thing I can think of. That was such a funny show, yeah. Anyways, yeah, and of course, trying to remember, yeah. I guess, yeah, this movie, like, tries to have some emotional stuff to it, and I think it does, especially because with the foster home and with Murph and the Stooges showing care and showing some emotion, that kind of stuff, and even, like, say, Curly, at times we see that he has a pet rat, and when the Stooges and Teddy, they're all being held hostage in a car, and with, Lida and Mr. Harder. Well, at one point, Curly's rat scares them, of course, and they go flying into the river, and they get out, and, of course, the bad guys, they're arrested. I will admit, this movie had a nice ending. Even though, like, say, the Foster building closed down, they managed to find a new home, a new building, and so on. Even have a pool, and, especially with the help of, say, the reality TV show that Mo was on, like, say, the people that worked on the show, they helped as well, and because of the money and so on. And Murph and Peezer, they get adopted, of course, by Teddy and his new love interest, Lynn. Yeah. Lynn becomes the new love interest for Teddy. And the Stooges, at the, right before the movie ends, they do their Three Stooges stuff, clumsiness and so on. And right before the credits roll, the directors of the film, they, out of nowhere, they pop up and they reveal that nobody was harmed, during the making of the film, like the hammers and everything else like that, because we all know, like, the Stooges using tools or something, like bonking each other on the heads and so on, and showing that they were all rubber and such. Well, that's okay, but why did it have to be in the movie, like, before the movie ends, like, have that, and, well, like, could be part of the bonus features, like the behind the scenes, props and so on, but it's their movie, and if that's what they did, so. But anyways, yeah, the Three Stooges, it's okay for what it is, It's not, obviously I can't say it's great, it's not a fantastic film or anything like that. For me, I thought it was okay-ish. And I say okay-ish. What about you guys? Have you ever seen the Three Stooges movie? And what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. How do I rate the Three Stooges? That's a very good question. Boy. Since I thought it was okay, I'm kind of going back and forth on this. What the heck? It's in my mind right now, very much so. I'll give this a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 stars. Because why not? Anyways, so again, 6 out of 10 stars for the Three Stooges movie. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Three Stooges movie. Thank you for watching. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And stay tuned later tonight, because, of course, continuing on reviewing the Marvel films, and this time we're going to be diving into another Marvel film that has to do with The Punisher. Although The Punisher is played by a completely different actor. It's not the same guy from the first one. So, yeah, I couldn't think of anything of how to, hint or tease what was coming later tonight. So, yeah. But anyways, so again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. Take care, and peace out.